Yeah.
Oh, you alright?
Okay.
Was that one the major one?
Okay guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be working on the white car for after a long time. This car has been standing most of the time actually.
Most of the time, yeah. So just because the bonnet is open, we're not doing a case swap today at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be replacing the one strut, just one of them, or shock actually. Just one of them. Shaman and I previously replaced the other three, but the one was fine, so we left that. But I think it's time now to do that, and we figured we might as well show you guys and give you a bit of information on how you can see if your shock is finished, when it needs replacing. And but as we get into it, we will give more tips as to what needs to be done and what you should not do as well. So,
Yeah. Also, we might be doing some stuff that might be considered illegal.
yeah.
But
in a way. But we'll explain why.
Yeah, look, we have a reasoning. We are not doing it to lower the car. It's actually the opposite. Okay, we're not actually raising the car either.
Yeah.
But it's just at the moment the spring is too long for the shock that is in there, because I think it's shortened shocks.
Shortened shocks,
and
yeah.
it's OEM stock springs.
Mm.
So there's too much coils or too much tension that is on the shocks. And
Yeah.
what you say, it's like
It's basically you're not giving the shock the momentum, or you're not allowing the shock to actually perform the way it's supposed to, because the spring is so long. So these are what we put in the car is shortened shocks, right? And I only figured this out afterwards, after actually driving the car. But basically a rule of thumb is when you put a shortened shock with a standard spring, you cut one coil off, at least one coil, 1.5. 2 is pushing it, because if you go too much, you're actually changing the spring rate of the spring itself, so it's defeating the purpose. This only applies if you're going to be riding standard height, which I do.
yeah.
So because of that, we actually need to now cut, we're gonna at least do a coil and a half.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. So we're not doing it for the sake of lowering the car, we just want the shock to function the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
If you are ever running a standard shock, or you purchase a new shock and it's not shortened, you don't need to do this. However, what we will be applying here, you can do the exact same if you want to fit in lowering springs or put in coilovers.
Yeah, I mean,
Exact same
you don't have to
principles.
cut it. But I mean,
Yeah.
but just the process of removing it.
Yeah. And we're gonna be playing with some very dangerous stuff today, guys. So please practice caution if you're going to be doing this.
Yeah, look, spring clamps is not for
Yeah.
anyone. I
Yeah.
mean, look, we tried it before and we almost like killed ourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
I might be exaggerating a bit, but they're definitely.
We could have, bruh. If that went anywhere else, bruh, then yeah. But anyway, guys, look, we will give more information as we go along. So stay tuned. Shot. Guarantee you.
Yeah, you have some in your beard now.
Easier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We have to remove the spot and the spot,
Yeah.
and then let's see this one over here.
Yeah.
And
The
then
fork. So you need to loosen the fork from the shock, and that's about it. And then here at the bottom as well. So you need to sorry, the lower fork, the bottom part of the fork, you need to remove that from the lower control arm as well.
Yeah.
And then your shock will come out. It's literally a 1, 2, 3 thing. In some cases, if you're running an original spring still in the car, like this is, then you might need an extra set of hands here just to press down on here. Just to press that down so that you can free it, because you might struggle. Yeah, let's get into it.
Salam Abdul Malik. Bringing some gifts. Yeah. Yeah, we heard you.
Salam, brother. How are you? Don't do that. We're not ayahs. Come here, right? It was.
Where did they find you though?
On Spiner, I don't know which is the play.
Surprisingly, I never had my bro, you saw.
Like his car was
I was
low.
driving slam. They never had a problem. They just tell me open your bonnet. It look like a race car. Gladly, meneer. Daar, stokje, box, alles.
Dan ga je de stekker nog komen. Luckily, I did it over 2 days before.
Oh, yeah. They knock you for that.
Knocked you in the teeth, came away, man.
Yeah. Crap, yeah.
Plus, wat er ook op een D-tick en non-D-tick.
About one finger gap now. But I'll just tell them, look, I have thicker tires on. And that was mainly just to clear it so I don't have to lower my car.
Now mine again wasn't this height before.
Had sticker there.
Mine is like yours, but it was slightly low in front and half a finger in front. And 2 fingers at the back.
Yo, that's a bit decent, bro. Oh.
I went a bit
Like a
lower.
nosedive.
No, but you went lower, you said.
I went lower, yeah.
That's why.
And that's why they pulled me this.
Alright guys, so we got the shock out, and here you can see why this needs to be cut. So we previously fitted this into the car, Shamil and myself, and basically that's what's happening right there.
See over here.
It's like a banana. And the reason for that is this is a shortened shock, and of course this is a standard spring. So like we mentioned earlier, rule of thumb is to cut off either coil and a half. 2 is pushing it, but under extreme circumstances you might even need to do that. But you don't want to cut too much because then you're going to be changing the spring rate, and that defeats the purpose. So now we're gonna come to the dangerous part, guys. We're gonna be using these. These are very dangerous. Alright guys, so to remove your shock or to loosen the bottom, right, firstly you need to loosen on the top. As you can see, I already loosened that. That's 2 14s there. Where am I? Am I forward?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, 2 14s there, right? And then you will have a bolt here as well, the side. Just come here.
Yeah, but that side is, you can probably do it after it's out.
Yeah, I can show you. But it does make it easier to release the fork actually first. Yeah, now we got that right there. And then you have at the bottom the fork attaching to the lower control arm. So you need 2 sets. Whoa!
Oh man.
Whoa!
Alright guys.
But dude,
The spring still straight.
did it happen?
Yeah, we just missed it. Yo, there was like a gunshot here in the back.
Oh, you were right, bro.
Nice. Why didn't I point it that way?
So it's still shut off.
I still shut off.
Yo.
I turned, man, you see my plan was, I turned this thing, it was like that. So I turned it in a way, so I knocked the 19 on it, I turned it so it shot like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
see.
popped off. Because you're never gonna get this thing off. It
Yeah.
was just on one
Yeah,
side.
Yo, that's a lot of compression needed. Yeah, guys. You didn't see it, but you heard it.
Should be a
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The way
My football is flexing.
the way Jordan sweater.
But we got this one off. Shukran, brother.
So now the other spring that is in there, is it the same spring? But on a different shock?
Yes.
Spring is almost the size of a shot.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna have to cut.
Yeah, but
not too much.
Let's measure it like this, man.
Yo, look at all of that compression needed. And that's why we had Banana Republic.
so as long as here it fits in there, it sits in there perfectly. So we must cut on this line.
Yeah, you just want to mention this is the shortened shock that we took.
Oh, yeah,
off.
yeah.
We previously fitted this for the standard spring, and that's why we showed them earlier like how it was banana-ing. But I don't know, we're gonna now have to readjust. We obviously cutting from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again guys, we're not cutting to lower the core, we're cutting so that the shock can actually perform the way it's supposed to and sit properly. Alright guys, so you're gonna need 2 17s, preferably a ratchet and a spanner. And then the one you hold on the one side, right there. And then the other one the other side. is already a bit loose because I did loosen it a bit. But so you just hold the one side and you loosen. Now I'm just going to use a rubber mallet just to knock out the bolt, and then just go in there with a screwdriver. Okay, and now we're going to loosen the fork as well. The bolts are still on there, no?
Yeah, you want me to loosen it now?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay. Okay guys, don't try this at home, even though we are trying it at my house.
Yeah, so we're doing this with a longer shock, which is actually made for these springs. So this is an OEM shock, and that's why you see the spring sits fine in here, they don't sit fine in the shortening.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't try it. Evil. We're gonna need some more people.
Guys, we are reaching.
Some rave music over this podcast.
Nah, put it. Put it. Suspense music. Okay, guys, we are reaching that moment.
Hij beter voor je.
Yeah, you must watch. Maybe it should your way or so.
Yeah. Nah, he must just keep his foot here so the shot don't backfire.
Guys, this is the backyard specials here.
Amper aan,
Wat is feeling is bro? Yay! Ooh, gala. There we go. Woo.
No, I don't think it's gonna shoot out because the Allen keys are holding it fast.
Zo, dat is goed hoor, denk ik.
We just show the stance.
Yo, it's gonna pop.
Woo! That wasn't too bad. But still dangerous. Guys, do not try that at home, please.
Yeah.
You didn't learn this here, no?
So the safer option would be a spring clamp, but you know.
That wasn't too bad though.
The way people make it sound like
Yeah.
sniper.
Yo. Rebound, nothing. It doesn't come up.
That the shock is finished.
We will show you with another one what it's supposed to do with a new one, but that's basically supposed to come up. This shock is throwaway. If anyone wants to fit bags and needs, you know, the bottom part, come fetch. Woo!
So we are cutting 1.5 coils just to be safe. So yeah, there goes nothing.
Springs are.
Okay, guys, so it's a bit busy here on the table with our Jive. We're sponsored by Jive Lemon and Cranberry. Just joking. But yeah, so we cut 1.5 coils off,
Both springs.
both front springs, and the fitment outside the car looks pretty good on.
And you can actually show them the rebound on the spring. Just flip it around, press it.
Yeah.
The shock.
So
I mean the shock, yeah.
that is the rebound
Yeah. Versus that,
versus this, which kind of goes in,
but it
but doesn't come out.
Oh,
So
That's
yeah,
really no.
The shock is
spring must
busted.
be framed. So yeah, so the assembly of it is basically just a reverse of what we did before. So you would have just make sure this plate goes back in.
Actually,
Oh, the stopper,
I didn't put that in once when I ran the coilovers. And then I put the rear coilovers. I pull up at Jason. I'm like, bro, what's going on with my car? He comes to the boot and it's doing this, but I was like a love boat. So
Yeah.
if you don't put that in, you're gonna have a love boat. So yeah, at least you want that.
Okay, so the bump stops, that goes in first. You got this plate and the rubber dampener. So that goes in like that. Then you got the top hat, but before the top hat goes in, you got this rubber that's just like for the spring to sit in the seat.
Some people don't put that in actually.
They actually get more lows.
Oh, okay.
But
The PE guys.
without that in, when you're turning, you will get like a spring noise, like
Yeah, clunking.
Oh yeah.
a bounce noise. Yeah, and then the hat goes on, tighten up the nut, and
Good to go.
you're good to go.
And you must use an Allen and
Allen's key, yeah.
Yeah.
Allen's key. Allen's key. Allen's key.
So yeah, so we just can tighten that up and then we put it back in.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can lower the car to see. Okay, but we're gonna do the back also. So once everything is done, hopefully we get a little bit lows, but we're not after the lows.
yeah. We're now going to be removing the rear shocks. I personally find that it's easier to do it from the boot. So I just release the back seat, just pop it down, lay on here, and then you can just come in here and you'll see you can do it from the other side as well, but I just find it easier. And you're going to remove those two. Those are 14s usually, and then you just remove that and it will go underneath the car and remove the bolts there as well. And at the bottom you're going to once again need two 14s, a ratchet preferably, and a spanner, and you basically do the same that you did previously. So it has a bolt and it has a nut on the other end, just to make things easier to of course release the shock. What we normally do is, and you can do this as well, we loosen, there's another 14 here, so on the rear subframe we loosen a 14 there, and then we loosen a 14 here underneath by the hub as well, right? What this does is it loosens, we don't remove it completely, we just loosen it. Then you can lower the lower control arm a bit, and that will allow for you to actually have more room for you to get the shock up.
He has removed the bolt there and there at the bottom. That's connecting to the hub, and then the one that's connecting to the shock itself.
And that frees that for you.
Yeah, and then also there where the jack stand is standing, he loosened that one just so you can have play there. And now he's gonna loosen the
And if
top.
you want to replace your lower control arms, that's how you do it. As
Oh.
simple as that.
There we go.
Okay, so now we're gonna do the same on this shock. These are also brand new, by the way. What we did on Dallas. So we're gonna cut the spring a bit. Otherwise, if we don't do it, I'm gonna end up with a nosedive stance. But yeah. The rear we did 1 1/4 instead of 1 1/2. There might be a bit of a nosedive, but it's fine just in case we have weight in the car and I'm driving. So far so good. Manual compression.
Bolt-in piston.
Nice class, bro. Shamil is busy over there. This is why it pays to have someone that's left-handed, although he's using his right hand right now. Legit. So we're almost there, guys. We can almost do that reveal. So we are finally done, and that's what the car came out like. Yeah, so that's what it came out like. A little bit too low for my liking, to be honest, but the drive is going to be a bit better now. So now I won't get that wheel bounce, because now the shock can actually do what it's supposed to do. You can see over here, now it's a bit dark, but we still have a very nice gap there. So yeah, we're pretty happy. Looks good. I mean, we didn't do this for the looks. We did it for
The boots.
yeah, so that we can drive a bit better. But yeah,
That's the video on us cutting the springs.
yeah.
So Riaz is actually not as happy as he would want. Like,
No, I'm happy. I'm gonna have to firstly test now how it drives as well. I didn't want it to be that low. That was not the whole purpose of us doing this. But yeah.
yeah. So let's explain why it is actually low, even though we didn't cut that much off from the spring.
It's because the shock itself was shortened as well, right? So now the spring was cut now to basically meet the shocks. Yeah. And because of that, it is sitting a bit lower. It does still feel very sturdy, like when we press on it, so it's not bottoming out, which is fantastic. Which is what happened previously when I had a lowering kit in there, which was even lower and the car was basically tucking. That's why we decided to go with this method now, just to see how it works.
Yeah. So he still needs to test drive the car. You will give feedback probably in the comments if you guys want to know how it feels driving.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Malik, shot for coming. This guy.
This guy was grinding literally.
Yeah, legit. Like you probably see him like some cinematics of him grinding there, all serious and what with his goggles. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and like and subscribe.
Peace. Shot, guys.
Safe.